So the sooner we get used to the whole idea of bacteria and yeast living in our bodies, making a nice happy home in there, outnumbering our human cells, the better. Because we need bacteria and yeast to stay healthy. We need it to breathe, because without it we wouldn't be able to breathe and to metabolize our food. Fermented foods like milk kefir, water kefir, lacto-fermented vegetables, kombucha, ginger bug, those type of beverages, it contains beneficial bacteria and yeast, also known as probiotics, because they are pro-life, meaning they are for life. Bios, life, pro, for, and antibiotics means exactly the opposite. It's anti-life, which means it's against it. So when you drink antibiotics, it actually goes into your system, and it doesn't only kill the bad bacteria, but it also kills the good bacteria, any bacteria that's in the way. And there is such a thing as good bacteria. Our human bodies are more bacterial and yeast cells than human cells. Did you know that? But before you freak out, when you weigh the two, when you weigh your bacterial and yeast cells and you weigh your human cells, you will still remain a little bit more human, because the human cells will weigh more than the bacteria and yeast cells. So that was something just a little bit interesting. And they say there's about 10 bacterial cells to 1 human cell. How's that for a ratio? The bottom line, do we like bacteria and yeast? Yes, we do. Why? Because we love vinegar. We love using vinegar in our recipes. We love beer and wine and bread and cheese. So that's why it's so nice. It enhances the flavors of our food. Fermented, the term fermented and the term cultured can be used interchangeably. People prefer the word culture because a lot of us have a negative connotation with fermented. People tend to think that it's off and it's not quite as nice. But that's a huge misconception, because as soon as your fruit and veg spoil and become rotten, then there's already an imbalance in the good and the bad bacteria. So there's way more bad bacteria than the good ones. That won't work for fermentation. Fermentation is a food preservation technique, and it's older than man itself even. It's one of the greatest ways to prepare your food, because it actually gets better with age. Not only where it comes to your palate, but also where it comes to your gut and your gut microbiome and keeping it happy. And I'm ending this one off by ending with a quote from David Wallace, who once said that fermentation may have been a greater discovery than fire. Have a lovely day and see you next Friday. Remember, every Friday is Fermentation Friday, so you might want to hit subscribe so that I can see you next week, and press that bell button so that you don't miss a thing. Have a lovely day. Enjoy.